Welcome to VSum Tech Talk. Today our topic is building first machine learning model with the help of ML.NET Model Builder. That is our topic which we are going to discuss. Okay, let's take a scenario. You are a .NET developer, you know only .NET. You don't know machine learning. You know what are the steps required for implementing machine learning model, like train the model, build the model, ship the custom machine learning model. These are the steps, you know that. But you don't have any experience in machine learning. In such a case, how can I implement this machine learning model in .NET? For such situations, Microsoft has provided ML.NET Model Builder. This is a simple UI tool which is going to be helpful for the developers who don't have any experience in machine learning and they have experience in .NET implementation. So for such a guys, they should know the steps which are required for implementing the machine learning, like train the model, ship the custom machine learning models, and build the model. These are the various steps, you know, right? In machine learning, we are already discussing all these steps in the previous videos. So these are the steps every developer should know it when you are going to work in machine learning. So ML.NET is providing a tool called ML.NET Model Builder, which is simple UI tool. What you need to do is you need to load your data, and this data is going to be taken care by the AutoML, and it is going to train the model, build the model, and deliver the whatever the code required. It is generate the code for model training and is going to consume it. These are all the steps will be taken care by the AutoML in ML.NET Model Builder. Let's see how these steps we are going to follow in a practical example. Let's see the steps which are required for the implementation of machine learning model with ML.NET Model Builder. So these are the steps which are required for the first machine learning model implementation with the help of ML.NET Model Builder. There are 8 steps are there. Out of 8 steps, the important step here is we need to install and download ML.NET Model Builder. Once you download it, create console application and pick a scenario. Once you select the scenario, now the next task is load the data. So load the data means we need to download data which is available in the Microsoft site. So we are going to download the data and we are going to give the data as input to train the model. So in the step 5, we are going to train the model, and once we training the model is over, then we are going to evaluate, and once the evaluation is done, then ML.NET Model Builder is going to generate the code, and this code we are going to consume in our application to test the scenario. These are the various steps which are required, which we need to follow. Let's see the practical implementation. Now the first step is install ML.NET Model Builder. To install ML.NET Model Builder, we need to use Visual Studio. Go to the Visual Studio and click on the .NET Desktop Development. Inside that, we need to enable the ML.NET Model Builder. If Visual Studio 2022 is already installed, then we need to modify the .NET Visual Studio 2022 by using Visual Studio installer. Let's follow the steps. Click on Visual Studio, installer, select the installer, click on the installer. Now you can see Visual Studio 2022 which is already installed. It will be available here. It is available to modify. Click on modify, and then you will see an option called .NET Desktop Development. Yes, click on that. You can see various options are available. Go to the individual components. There we have an option ML.NET Model Builder. This I have already selected and installed in my machine. So if it is not installed, click on that, click on modify, so that if you click on modify, it is going to update with ML.NET Model Builder. Now go to the second step. Second step is create a console application. Go to the Visual Studio, 2022. Create a new project. Select console application. Click next. Give the application name. ML first project is my new project name. I have selected. Click next. Now you have an option for selecting .NET 7.0. I have selected. Click create. Now you can see Visual Studio has created your first ML project application with a one file called programmer.cs file. Now I'm going to click on that application, add machine learning model, and change the name to sentiment model.mbconfig. Now a new file named sentiment model.mbconfig is added to your solution, and the model builder UI opens in Visual Studio. So this is a simple JSON file which is going to keep track of the state of the UI. So model builder will guide you through the process of building a machine learning model in the coming steps. Now we have an option called scenario, where we are going to select the scenario which we want to test it. So let's suppose I'm going to choose a scenario which is nothing but collecting the customer's review and analyze that the feedback provided by customer inputs are a positive or negative. For that scenario, I have selected the data classification. So whatever process I want to do, like training, evaluating, everything I want to do in my local. So I have selected local CPU and click next step. Now here the third step, which we need to input the data. So add data file. I have already downloaded a data file from Microsoft. So select the file, click on browse, go to that and select the customer feedback, click open. Now whatever the customer feedback is there, it is stored in a file in two different columns. The first column is 0th column, second column is column 1. In column 0, the customer feedback is there. The feedback is negative or positive, that is mentioned in the column 1. So you can see that in the below preview. The column 0 is showing the customer's feedback. Column 1 is showing the whether it is a positive or negative. Positive is represented in 1, negative is represented as 0. So this is the data which we are going to load, and the machine is going to take this data. It is going to train in the next step. So we are going to select the column which is a prediction column, that is column 01. So the prediction is happening in column 1, right? So I am selecting column 1. Click next. Now this is the training step where we are going to load the data and it is going to train the model. In this step, we need to give how long the training has to happen. So for a better results, we need to give 60 seconds. So if you give 60 seconds, the training is going to happen. Click on start training. Once the training is done, you can see the training results here. So the best accuracy, we can see the best model, training time, model explored. So how long it took, all those training results we can see here. Now the training is completed. Here we can see the results. Best accuracy, which mean to say that this shows you the accuracy of the best model that model builder found. Higher accuracy means the model predicted more correctly on the test data. Best model means this shows you Which algorithm performed the best during model building exploration? Training time. This is nothing but the total amount of time that was spent training or exploring the models. Now, model explore, which is mean to say that total number of models explored by model builder in the given amount of time. This is the training result which we got it. Now the system model is trained. Now it is the time to evaluate. So that is the next step. Click on next step. Now this is the prediction. This is the review, customer review which we have given. Now the system is going to predict by click on the predict button. We can see the results in the right side. This is the review comments given by the customer. Now it is 94% negative results. Let's try another way. I want to give a positive review. Food is excellent. This is my review. So 92% it is giving positive results, 8% it is giving negative. So overall it is positive feedback. This is how we are going to predict it. Now model training is over. We are loading the data. Model is trained with the help of the data, and the 80% of data is used for training the model. 20% of the data is used for predicting the output. Now it is time to use that model. Whatever the code we want to use in our application, that is going to be generated with the help of ML.NET Model Builder. So that code is going to be added in our project. Click on add to solution. So it is going to add a new solution. We are going to add it to our solution. Now after training is completed, 3 files are automatically added as a code behind to the sentiment model.mb config file. So the first file is sentiment model.consumption.cs. This file contains the model input and output classes and a predict model method that can be used for model consumption. The sentiment model.training.cs file is the another file. This file contains a training pipeline, which may be that data transforms, algorithms, and algorithm parameters, whatever used to train the final model. So now we need to go to the program.cs file, copy the code, build the solution. Now it is time to run the application to see the output. Now we have not written any code. Entire code is generated by the help of ML.NET Model Builder. This is generated the code. Now here there is a customer review. Crust is not good. So the prediction is 0, which is nothing but negative feedback. This is how the data is going to take input and train the model, and then finally predict it. And then finally we can get the code. Go to the program.cs file. We can see the code that is generated.